Oh, Tryptophan Selendis.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That's when we were testing the auto hitch.
What the heck? Don't want to play. I guess. Wait, Duck's also playing Mira. Damn.
The creature
Oh.
is appearing.
Still.
Well, we have 3 Selendis. Just why?
Everyone wants to play Selendis now.
I just want
Everyone
to
wants
see that. I
test
just want to
how
see
ride
that
the
very
parts.
legit. I can just
What's
pick
the
off, I
problem?
suppose.
Ah, he's a bad sign anyway, no problem.
Alright.
Alright, Eric. Doug is in music chat.
Swedish people, go communicate. I also want to communicate.
Communication is key.
To what?
Yeah, something that seems to lack
Pushing.
in these games, apparently.
Wait, what?
Communication, something that disappeared in those games, like, seems.
I'm just relaxing.
7 seconds.
I'm also trying to win, but at the same time,
Can you put there?
you can eco here. Wow.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with my probes right now.
With your?
Ping, where you are? Maybe here.
Does he know how
Like,
to
you
play?
already them, or you just put them and they win freely on the single?
Okay, let's see.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Please,
Dodge
look off.
breathing.
Oh. Come here, Shading.
Oh god.
Shading.
They found it
Oh,
like
that's
instantly.
Unlucky.
Like, that was like their first patrol.
Damn. I had that last game.
Not enough minerals. Yeah.
Still haven't seen a single link.
I did on minimap.
On the minimap I have, but near me. Ah, there they are.
I got harassed by Link. Drone! No, he left. Wait, they got hash already? Oh yeah, it's like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh no.
Time goes fast.
Time goes fast when you're having fun, right?
Or it's mainly because I'm used to have it.
Like 2 minutes. Wait, no.
How did he even find me though? That's
Okay.
the real question.
Asking the real questions now, then.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, I have a genius idea for this.
Minerals. Not enough minerals.
I don't feel good.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
If you stay equal there, maybe more equal here.
Not
Where is
enough
that price
minerals.
going?
Not enough minerals.
To Techra's land.
Not enough.
Oh, he's
Back-
already.
Can you-
That sounds like a fun place.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Oh.
There's a lot of plagues. Fucking.
Mm.
I'm
Oh,
getting
it's really
chased like the grass, so you should be fine.
Not enough
Where'd you get
minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh, and he
Chased?
left me.
Where?
Minerals.
Oh.
No, he left
That
because I got
He came
speed,
up.
but
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Hello,
like he was
Shirley.
chasing me for a long time.
Not enough minerals.
Huh.
Not enough minerals.
I'm just walking in circles. Wait, why?
That grass is here.
Not enough minerals.
No.
Not enough
You lost them all.
Not enough
Yeah, I
minerals.
was actually ecoing it this
Not
time.
enough minerals.
Oh, rip.
You may want to leave that eco, you know.
What?
Yeah.
They got the eco.
He meant I lost vultures.
Yeah. I was talking about the filters.
Yeah, and was also talking about the eco near the vultures.
Hmm.
Go, stick off. Oh, it's just a corner eco. What's the problem? Oh, no.
No scripting.
Shailene learned him script. Learned him
Oh.
script.
Oh,
Why are
What
you trying
happened?
to dodge links?
Oh.
he focused me and Shane for 7 minutes.
Well,
Top right
give
was.
rights to my eco.
Shaylin, I'm using your strategy now. The new corner eco.
Oh, you need to
Ping,
eco
can
and
you ping
eco,
it?
eco.
The scientist corner eco. It's the best.
Oh,
Is under attack.
okay.
Let's see if it works for me.
Stealing crypto eco space.
Okay, they have 1 armor by the way.
And that cross is coming bot now.
Oh shit, I moved one of them. Back here.
Is under attack.
Whatever. That scared me.
While you're selling it, he's coming. Guess it's more eco space for me.
Oh, like
no,
Zagara
it's
creep is
coming.
there.
Oh,
Not enough
Wait, what's
minerals.
happening?
No.
Oh damn!
No.
Base
Why?
is under attack.
Why? Down.
Your forces are under attack.
Shit.
There's a
Oops.
big link bot coming from the bot left, but nothing is bot left, so. The link bot are going. Need to start. Going nowhere, I suppose.
Okay. Time for some good old creep arrays.
Creep
Keep
hooray.
grass.
Is that... Oh.
Not
Oh shit, I'm all tapped. That's not the most optimal thing. I instantly lost the Reaper. Damn. No! I was off that.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough
You
minerals.
know what?
Not enough minerals.
Oh no, my eco. I wasn't watching. No. Doesn't matter.
Not enough base is under attack.
We may want to settle on the base before they close it.
Okay.
Where do we base when we're ready?
Minerals.
I think we could base middle left, right on
Middle?
RTC.
Not enough
Yeah.
minerals.
I mean,
That's really good.
at least the 2 people don't have to reroll, right? That's good.
That's true.
We're stackers right now though. Top race. Oh no, wait. I was looking.
No, he was here last scene.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
No,
Not enough
obvious.
minerals.
What, are we basing here?
Not enough.
We may be, I suppose.
Wait, are we already basing or are you
No,
waiting?
it's just eco right now.
for... Okay.
We're just putting turrets. But not
Yeah, but
turrets,
he will
towers.
need a flashlight
Not
if he
enough minerals.
through here. Just-
You know, he can see the things from that. Oh,
Oh,
that
he's
was
coming. I know. It was supposed to be a mini base, not something hidden.
Not enough minerals.
But he's definitely there. Are we defending it or what are we doing? It's kind of late.
And out here, we can defend that alone. We can't, I mean. Yeah, we can get feed out of it. Wait, he's not coming to us? Oh,
He's coming. Salvage time.
Yeah.
Salvaging.
Base is under attack. Your forces are
Frontline. Oh fuck, I got one that's not saved. Quick, go! You can do it. You can do it. Go, 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 go.
Mid right also looks
Uh,
really good.
Sell that, yeah. Or mid right, does it?
Is under attack.
I mean, it's open for nice because it's open everywhere. Only the low ground. The 20. Oh wait, is there a creep on the 20 though? The 20 looks good as well.
Oh, I need to get here right. So.
Top right as well. Like not the low ground one, but the top right, top right.
Yeah, the good one.
So mid right 20 and top right, top right.
I think mid right's probably.
So oh no,
Wait,
Selendis.
where is everyone at the moment?
Not enough minerals.
You may have seen that.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, if we base, where are we gonna do it? Mid right or top right?
Top right is side because mid right is like open on each side.
Does someone have untouched eco?
I have good eco.
Selendis, maybe?
I'm pretty strong and I'm on
Not enough.
down.
I don't have untouched, but I have something.
Coming to you.
Let's go donut. Or
Donut?
yeah. Yeah.
Not
what?
donut, there's creep on donut.
Not enough minerals.
Creep.
Not enough minerals.
Yes,
No.
here. I mean, clear it, but
Top side is probably.
you know we're at top right now, so like even Prophet came top right.
Not enough minerals.
Allah!
Not enough minerals. Insufficient.
Mia, she's going to TP again.
Not enough minerals. Not
You have to pass through the bot side.
insufficient. Vespine
I mean,
cap.
Shailene, you can mini base donut while you base top right.
Upgrade complete.
Maybe.
That would
Okay.
be better. Someone knows
Getting
what the
the
hat is?
hatchery.
Minerals.
I want.
Ling bar
Boys,
coming.
I'm passing, I'm
Yeah,
passing.
huge limb ball coming.
Are you? Oh no, you're not.
How
No,
am I
What the heck is that?
Meow 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 meow. Just
Wow.
pass through the bot side. You can pass top.
I can.
Oh no, bot's close as
They're
well.
seriously losing stuff against 1-1 Marines. Wait,
Oh,
what?
also, I'm not able to go
Attack
to
rush
right
is
anymore.
here.
I got salt in my eye. Ah,
Yeah, attack rush and Zagara got meow meow.
Not
I'm
enough
just
minerals.
continuing to harass.
Upgrade complete.
Yeah, just continue to ask if you move.
And I'm
That's
also
just
ecoing.
what
and
they
it's,
we should do at this point. Just harass. Yeah, Shailene is closed. Who is close? What's left as well? Spirit maybe?
Oh, I got no overlord for
Well,
this.
technically, I could spawn units on. Because I
Wait.
have speed
Oh,
there.
he's here.
Minerals.
Can I help this? Oh, he survived it.
Enough minerals.
And I need to help him.
Care for that. What's this? Sentry turret. What's that?
Oh yeah, I have to sell this, yeah. That's true. I got Hydras, rip. And he also found my other eco. Oh, I can sell for this. Are we basing at Donut or what are you doing?
I'm on the other side of the map.
Wait.
Okay, then
Nova
we're
has
basing top right,
SPVs
right?
now?
Okay, we're basing here then, right?
And
Or here.
She has accumulative thinkers.
Wait.
What's a
Oh, God.
thingy? What's this?
1, 2,
It gives
3,
all
4.
of you double grace.
I think he saw that.
There are Hydras here, by the way.
Yeah, he saw that because this was attacked.
No, 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 but I cloaked it during the attack, so it's fine.
Are you taking high ground or low ground? Low ground, right?
Me? I'm just gonna mask Colossi.
Yeah,
I will actually base on that.
just to know where to eco.
Oh, he sees me for sure.
Doesn't really matter, right?
Ah,
Oh, damn, he's
Go, go,
already
go,
here.
go.
I'm dead.
Oh, you died. Yeah, it's the usable.
That was not the best base.
Yeah, that's
I mean, there wasn't enough people. Like, I thought we were going top right, so I.
Yeah, I
Passed
was
before
also
the
here,
creep.
but I was just setting it
But
up.
then,
He
like-
was already here.
Yeah, but then we have like 3 players on the left side. That stayed.
Yeah, that's quite a problem.
Yeah, because they're blocked on the left side. And, like, died doing that as well.
And
Who
like
else is here?
I can easily counter all units besides Brutas, and that's. I mean, Brutas are pretty easy countered for someone else to do.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
easily counter them.
Yeah.
So we're still basing top right, or what are we doing?
No, no, no. Right side is basically done.
Yeah, but I can't really get to the
Oh
left
wait,
side.
Spirit has a ton of upgrades, but no cannons.
Okay, that's weird.
Wait, what?
Like he's almost max upgrades.
He's 10-6. He has 6 rand, 1.68 attack speed, but he's not building. Wow.
Yeah, if he built, that would have been a pretty easy hold. Cause I had like the Colossi count. I could have got like 12 Colossi with my money, and that would counter
Spirit wants
everything.
to base here now, I
Nyam
guess.
is playing with fire. Look at that.
Why is Zippo not dying there?
I don't know. That's my Witchburst station at least.
I guess he is building cannons now, so that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit late now when everyone has died.
Okay, wait, he's also building cannons.
He has
And
no
then-
range upgrades though.
Wait, how did Spirits get
He's got
top
no
right?
range upgrade? Wait, what?
Wasn't Spirit bot left seconds ago?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
he
crossed
was.
creep.
Just walked over the creep, nice.
And like Zagara didn't TP.
He had to walk here, probably.
Yeah, that's
But
actually
it's
kind of
still-
funny.
Zagara could have TP'd easily.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how long we can hold this.
Oh, he doesn't have many attacks with
I
upgrades. that's
mean, Somph.
Just one Somf instantly kills this.
Yeah. Oh, Banelings as well, you know. Ooh,
Yeah, Baneling for
Baneling there.
sure.
But no, Magellan is
still have
overpowered right
to-
now. We got a
It's
Magellan. Yeah. The
Have to
anti-armor
level
missile.
it.
Is that
What level is Magellan?
Well,
Sorry.
he just made it, but like,
Yeah.
I think he's behind Nico,
I
so.
will try to get there.
But I mean, even level 1 is still pretty strong.
Wait, but you use shredder missiles, right? They're just OP.
The anti-armor missile is really good, like on Soms or Kerrigan. Especially with Spirit Towers, because they attack super fast once they're upgraded.
Okay, shredder missiles then. Okay, let's see.
And that,
And we also have Scion, so we can boost the towers.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh yeah.
Enough minerals.
It's also really good.
Not enough minerals.
He's just destroying the rock, he's done.
Minerals. Not enough minerals.
No, I think if you boost towers and then Magellan, Kerrigan, and Focus Fire, I think they die like within like 5 seconds.
Not enough minerals.
What
Spirit
towers?
Towers.
Here goes your.
Mega play. Okay, nice. Okay, now we know, so that's something.
Not
They're
enough
letting me
minerals.
eco too, that's actually pretty good.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah.
Because I only had 1-2
Not enough minerals.
and I couldn't spam units.
Not enough minerals.
He's destroying the rock, okay.
Not enough
Oh.
minerals.
I feel like he could have just built up here.
Sorry?
Like, I feel like spamming a ton of towers in this high ground would have been strong.
Not enough
Yeah, it's a
minerals.
pretty good plan. And we also have a lot of hair sprayers from Shaylin. It's also something really good.
But it's level 1.
Not
Sorry?
enough minerals.
It's level 1 hairspray, so it's not that good.
That's a couple of them. Yeah, they're still level 1. But yeah.
Like level
I
3,
mean, yeah.
it's the only effective one at this point.
Okay, wait. Kerrigan or Zagar is almost here.
Okay. Yeah.
There.
Gas. Why
Um,
gas? Just get the bang.
I'll just try
Just so
and
you know, Altis, upgrading them is
What?
let's see if I can push the creep back with this.
I can hear you shitting. You bugged.
Oh, sorry.
15 minutes, you get 20 damage.
50 got what?
This is how it works on hair sprayers. So basically level.
Guess this won't work for sure.
It also increases
Right.
range, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does.
Which
Okay.
increases the AoE.
Oh, that's that I didn't know.
But
Then.
it doesn't have a range for you. So you have to give it more.
Is it really more range though?
Yeah, like my +3 is 6 range.
Wait, he doesn't have range vision? How much money
Yeah,
does he
it's
have?
6 for plus 3. Like,
Let me.
All into
plus 2, it's 6 as well.
Ah, that's fine.
But
Hi-
it's 4
Why
on
am
the
I-
plus 1, it's
I
6,
got
but
it.
the like 0 1, it's
What is
4.
it if it's more? Oh, it doesn't upgrade.
But
it
the
anymore.
weapon speed is 0.9 at level 3, while it's 2 at
Okay.
level 0, so that's why it's really good.
Okay, that's fair.
Enough minerals.
That's worth it then.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, let's see what they will do again.
Oh yeah,
You
the
can
weapon
do some
speed.
as well, I suppose. I can just do some more.
Oh, we're reaching entity limit for sure.
Are we though?
Probably. Okay, my Magdalene couldn't even get this ability off.
I can still build, so I'm not sure we are.
What
Oh
happened
yeah,
to my hair sprayers?
They got destroyed.
Yeah, they got some.
Okay, but look at this. That's so dumb.
How? But some was on the low ground.
Yeah, but some has AoE.
That's just not fun if he can AoE on the top high ground. That's a little bit unfair.
Yeah, it is.
it's
I'm
like
just pushing back creep a bit.
Piganis has like 1 at the attack range and it can attack over the cliff.
Yeah, that's also down.
Okay. New Magnet. I have level 3 overdrive. Oh. That means you can stack it 3 times, right? Okay, the next wave is coming. I will use ghosts for these.
Not enough
No.
minerals. Not enough
Get me
minerals.
again.
Yeah, Magdalene is also here.
F side main the from that class.
Hmm.
Oh,
No, Shiny go.
Storms! No! My Magdalene isn't there.
That would be so much fun, so much more fun when I was here with. But I weren't.
Okay, Magdalene's level 5, so...
Not enough minerals.
pretty good. I can harass a little bit, let's see what we start.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, more banelings. Wait, yeesh.
Time to have storm.
China has to overdrive this to kill it.
Try to miss
Yeah.
yes, yes.
That guy.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I died.
What did you?
I was a ghost.
Oh.
Wait, does my Megalyn inspiration aura also work on turret?
Let me check.
I don't
Okay,
know.
no, it does not. Seems. Oh no,
Okay.
I'm dying.
I don't
I
have enough
survived.
money for this, goddamn.
Oh, I guess we have to sell the eco now.
Yeah, part of it.
I have 200 gas. Nice.
The Ghost Nova. Fine.
But I can't.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, because it's not allowed.
Oh, it's not allowed. Oh, I didn't know that.
In premades.
Yeah, Ghost Nova is not allowed. If you
Oh.
fed her, she's like a Sun Nova.
It's pretty strong, yeah. I have to recreate my eco.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ah,
That cross coming from left side. With some.
yeah,
Not enough minerals.
I'm also coming there.
Not enough minerals.
It's
I mean, as Cyan gets more upgrades or more levels, I think we just get stronger.
and I'm not even 3-3 yet, so it's also pretty good.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Okay, this cloaked. So filthy. So, wait, I have to go
Some
mute myself.
and Bane Best coming from the bot side.
Not enough
Ah,
minerals.
that's a lot of oh, that overdrive was nice. Some are still here though. I can take care of the links.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
There are lurkers there, what the heck?
Not enough minerals.
This is just a lane. One Bastion.
Hello?
Not enough minerals.
Okay.
So should have Seldy go.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Go, 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 go!
Oh no, Cyan.
No.
No. Well, he's out. He said.
Where is he though?
He's out.
Where is his hero?
Dead.
He's dead.
Right.
Okay.
Alright.
At least about this comeback, but if we based earlier, we should have got it.
Yeah, when we were basing, it was only Cyan, me, and Trypto on top right at the moment, at the time.
Can
at
I
least.
join you guys?
Yeah, and me who was dead. So
Yeah,
How many are you?
that's a good question.
we're 9, but I'm leaving, so
Oh, well, I
No,
can
I
come
need to
in.
know who moved abilities.
okay, see ya.
Hello?
Hello.
Lumi?
Yo, what's up?
Were you the one who moved the fucking abilities on Zerg?
No, it's Fatline.
Why? Again, stupid useless change that fucks up my whole game experience.
No, it's fine. I mean,
It's not useless. Anyone that hasn't used to play this for several years and want
Yeah,
to play class.
you have to relearn it, but it's a one. I agree. It's a one-time. What's a one-time change that's worth doing?
Which
but
one?
it's not worth it. It does not help.
What change?
Helps for people that are trying to learn new classes. Beforehand, the banks were completely different for every single class. Now they're completely same for every single class. For all same or similar abilities. I did it in minimal amount of moving abilities. So
Wait, what got changed?
some of them had to move. The
TP,
position.
TP is on F and not C anymore.
For example, Storm is in the same position for all classes.
we calm
Teleport is
down?
the same position on all classes.
That can be
And so
calmed
on.
down.
Blink is the same position for all
And
classes.
I don't know who did the auto drone update, but that's also worse than before.
It's not
Oh,
worse,
that,
it's
was-
just
that, was-
slower.
that, was- that was me. Can you share replays of examples where it is worse? Because I've tested lots of different scenarios where
I
it
mean-
looks like it's better, but
Yeah, on NA it was better, but now when I tried it here, they were way more split out and not nearly as compact.
can you share replays? I'm continuing to work on it. Yeah, I think there's room for improvement.
Can I ask something, Lemmy?
Sure.
Why aren't you playing any Premades?
I need to just play TN and be left alone. I'm not good enough at TN yet where I can take the stress of a pre-made Zerg.
Yeah.
I'll just not properly test it. I just need to. Thanks. I see it.
And the targeting AI also feels changed. Is that changed?
Targeting? What targeting?
I don't know. Just they like our units were running around like fucking retards.
We just have hallucinations.
What hallucin? What
Zipper
path? Nothing's changed in core pathing or anything like that.
Yeah, Zippo is AFK.
Yeah, kick him.
Well, I'm gonna go now. See ya.
Night, Duck.
See you.
Good night.
Crypto, can I kick Zippo? You're the leader.
Zippo. Why would I kick him?
He's AFK.
Alright, I'm gonna do standard mode. Because we have like 7 players. 6 players.
Yeah, excellent. Shall we do the 6 people raid? You know, that one. We played,
You can be the leader.
do you guys wanna try this out?
Like, how more structured text do you want?
It's not the text. It is the sentences that you write. Like you want to start with, here is the argument I'm making. Here is the reason why I'm making this argument. Like just put it like that, and it's very clear to understand. So for example, you can say something like, what could we put? You could say banelings need to spawn from the baneling structure. That's like your argument. And you say, here are the reasons. One is banelings morph too quickly, causing an imbalance to certain classes, and we could restrict baneling morph time like this. And that would be like a
There are
concise
4
point.
options on how to reduce the rate of this. So I don't care which method it will be. I'm just claiming that it's raining some classes, or that you should help those classes.
Oh yeah, I think I'll just help those classes. Like, so there are a couple of things to talk about. One is whether it's appropriate for the game to have banelings of that quantity. That's a point to debate. Whether or not we should revert them to Kerrigan spawning them is another argument. A third argument is, oh, maybe it's okay to have those banelings spawn at that rate, but it's important that the classes be balanced for it. So like, it's really clear that it's really important to make sure I understand which point you're making, because if you say, for example, banelings are causing classes to be imbalanced, that's a different argument than banelings are not fun. They're two different arguments.
Does anyone wanna join GTA?
It can be both of them, but whatever.
I will join.
Yes.
If you read the text about
Okay,
it,
we're
you
in
would
game
know
1
which
builder.
point I'm making. But in any case, the bending subtopic is the most irrelevant from this. And I don't know if you even started reading it. And
I'm sorry, Fatline. I'm not going to read it because I'm going to miss your point. The amount of energy it takes me to read and understand everything that you wrote is like, and to really digest everything is over an hour to actually think through it. I just don't have the time.
Because
If you
I put so many ideas there, that's what I need you to do to think about it.
I have one person.
Making these texts.
I know, but can you
Yes,
make
but you
like
have to decide about the game. You decide everything about this game. So any bigger change, which will be more complicated and will involve many ideas and thoughts, you will have to think about it. If it has to go through you, if the game should change in any way.
yeah,
There
I
are the same
can't.
problems for many years. They don't change at all, and you don't even address the issues.
So take one at a time. Like don't try to fight all the battles
Yes,
at once.
like
Just
point
just
number
one.
one. Nobody wants to play Zerg.
Yes, I agree that's a problem. How do we fix that?
Below, I point out the main reasons for that.
No, I agree. Zerg is not fun. I 100% agree with you. How do we fix that?
Yes. So if you go to the ideas, number one is make it less APM heavy. Like, there were some attempts, but you need to push them a bit further.
Okay, how do we do that? I agree. I would like to make Zerg less APM heavy. How do we do that?
Limit the creeping even more, like bigger cooldown, more auto creep.
So that's okay.
Make it so
Plus
the right
the
aspect.
the auto hedge has to be like really useful. I don't know. We are on the way. Like
Hold on,
that's-
can I talk for a second?
yes, that was a second. Continue.
I feel like there should be less luck aspects like random things and more skill aspects. But not by
Again?
APM, it's by timing.
More skill means more APM usually. Like if there's more things to do, that's more APM.
Yeah, but not by APM, it's by timing.
I mean, like timings are pretty easy to learn. Like, oh, get 1-1 at 7 minutes, and Helios is can't get
Yes,
farm
there are
gas.
some strategy aspects, but,
But,
the big majority is not. Like most of your actions are very like out.
What about
repetitive
And
and
did you realize you're the leader, by the way?
what about giving Overseer to every single Zerg hero? Because like that's the way to counter low APM. Like that's the way to compensate for
No.
low APM. Like you just
Well-
spam Overseers to find everything
well,
instead of
maybe
Well, that makes
patrolling.
I don't want. Okay, that line. I'll talk to you in the dev chat, and we'll let people talk for now.
or you can just read it.
That line. If I keep reading that, I'm not encouraging you to write it in very concise statements. Like, let's talk about one topic at a time. Right? Make it fit in like half a Discord screen, not like scroll. Like, make it fit, and then I will read it, and then we can have a
You can just
conversation
take
about
one
it.
topic and do that. Like I mean,
Okay, great. So we're doing that. Zerg is not fun to play. Let's fix that because ever since Geo created the game, this has been an issue. The moment I started playing the game, this has been an issue. I agree. So let's fix it.
yes. Next point.
No, don't move on to the next point. Let's
No,
fix
I mean
this.
next idea on how to fix that.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see. Okay, sure.
One thing that's also pretty annoying to me is how fast you can spawn units. That it's
Hold on.
pretty-
Is this related to Zerg being too APM intensive? Isn't it more Okay.
Yes, because
Okay.
there are some points where you're like, I want to spawn an army, and you have to like sit there and click again on those units. Plus, I would add autocast. Like when you want to spawn a crap load of roaches, you just autocast it for a while. You can move to another units, send some other units, and so on. And meanwhile, it will automatically summon those units.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
really likes autocast.
That's a great idea.
When you make Zerg
Yep.
things, they want autopad until like 2 seconds. Because I literally have trouble clicking, double clicking one when I'm gonna make banelings.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Well,
What do you
that's
want?
why you
What do you
shouldn't
want?
double click. That's why you should sit there like
Yeah,
control
Wait.
click.
Even
If
when
you
I
do
control
control click, it will be the same as double click, but you just need to click.
Yeah,
one.
I know. Even control clicking is sometimes hard because you have to select it. You cannot just like.
You just click any single one of them.
Well, you
once
can
with
click a ling, click hold position, and then double click on the still ling.
I'm having trouble on clicking it.
Or just box select all units in that area, and
It
hold
selects
position,
my-
and then they all.
That's
So
bad.
so here is a little bit of so let's think about a discussion we could have about this stat line. So let's say that you say Zerg is not fun to play because it's too mechanical and APM intensive. A
That's
solution.
one part. There
Let's just take this one, and you could say, and I agree with you, so you don't have to go further than that. I agree with you. We should have therefore auto cast on unit creation, so it takes less APM to play. My disagreement, my issue with that is not that I'm against auto cast on unit creation. Actually, that sounds like a really good idea. I'll actually do that. The issue is that doesn't make Zerg fun.
Yeah, that's the fun will be mostly second part. The first part is about making it less annoying.
I feel like the reason that I'm bored of Zerg is it's still repetitive. Make patrols, go to ping, scan.
Yeah, that's
creep.
what my second part will be about.
Great. So how do we fix that?
Well, also the first part. Then, I mean, my other ideas will also. I mean, the point of limiting creep is also important because of the current meta being broken. That was another of my complaints that you didn't read. The current meta is too much about just basing it 15 minutes because since the map is kind of small and the Zagara number Nyadra is not really played. Zagara is majority of the games and all Zagara players just push the creep towards the edges because it's the by far most effective way for them. That basically means that the survivors also need to base at like 15 to 20 minutes because they can't. Majority of classes cannot really play offensively and push Zerg before that, and that's already when they push the edges. So like literally.
I don't understand the point that you're trying to make.
I'm getting to that. So
I know, but you need to start with your point. Otherwise, I'm confused and I can't keep track of your thoughts. It's too difficult for me to see, there are things you say where it's like, okay, I agree with this, but I disagree with that. I agree with this, I disagree with that, and I don't understand your main point.
Okay, so my main point was to make the games less monotonous, which like.
Okay, so Zerg is too repetitive. That's your main point. Zerg is too repetitive.
Not only Zerg, but most classes. That's the bigger problem.
Okay, let's focus. Let's focus. If we say that everything is too repetitive, it's hard for us to have a productive conversation because it's like
I mean,
everything.
The general strategies of the game are very
Can you name an arcade game that isn't repetitive? Or even ladder?
StarCraft 2 is very repetitive. Literally, you crank out the same build order.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You can have like 10 build orders and change them.
Yeah, but so there's only 3 races. So in the end, like it's the same amount of strategies almost as ladder.
No, that I was talking about ladder. There you have.
Yeah, but like there's like 10 build orders times 3 classes. That's like 30 strats. Kerrigan Survival 2 has more than like 30 strats.
I wouldn't think so for a specific class. I mean.
No, not for each class, but if you combine all the classes, all the strats.
I mean, at least some of the classes, but multiple variable strategies. Right now, what I'm saying is, for majority of classes, the most successful strategy is try to harass. I mean, get outposts, kill patrols, or whatever you can, and then base.
So let's think about it one at a time, because otherwise we never get to a solution. So pick one class that you want to change, and let's talk about that one.
Pointing out that the drastic reduction of maximum creep spreading towards single direction will also help with this, because survivors will have much more time before the Zerg connects the edges.
Hang on. So let's focus. Let's focus the discussion. So are you saying that that the strategy for creep is too repetitive, or are you saying that the way creep works causes every class to be repetitive?
Partially, it causes most classes to be very repetitive because the fact that Zerg can connect the edges for 15 minutes which is before most classes get strong enough to fight Zerg, forces them to join together in some base.
So are you?
Once you connect the edges, the map just collapses.
So you're saying? So your point would be, if Zerg cannot, so you would also okay. Let's see how I would structure this. Zerg being able to creep towards the edges in 15 minutes reduces strategic diversity of the game. Therefore, we should stop Zerg from being able to creep that quickly towards any given edge.
Towards all edges at the same time.
Towards all edges at the same time. Okay. I
think that reduces the amount of shots.
I think 2 is the broken number.
So that. Okay, so 2. So you should not even be able to do 2 edges by 15 minutes of Zerg, is what you're saying.
Most likely not.
So yeah, so I would bring a comment. I would bring a statement like that to the suggestion patch discussions to say we should not let Zerg creep towards 2 edges by 15 minutes, and suggest we should change it so that Zerg can hit 2 edges by 20 minutes but not 15. And you'd say because this will increase strategic diversity, and then people will have a discussion about whether that's true or not. Like for example, I would say that hitting the edge of creep by 15 minutes actually doesn't affect strategic diversity, and I would put forth my argument against it.
Like,
right, so that we can have my argument would be that there are many playstyles that make or break. Let me think about this. The creep hitting edge by 15 minutes only puts a timer on when someone bases.
Yeah, it makes them base sooner. Like they have to
Right.
very soon after those 15 minutes. That's the whole point of this meta.
So if you delay creep hitting the edges, you delay the time at which someone bases, the time at which survivors are likely to base.
When you force them to base, they
Yeah.
will have to base.
Sure.
The map can be still more open, and other strategies can involve than just forcing base.
Okay, so you would say, well, let's back up and see if we can revise your argument a little bit. So you're saying creep hitting the edges by 15 minutes reduces strategic diversity because it forces everyone to base by 15 minutes.
In majority of cases, yes.
But
There are some classes that don't have to like really this, but most classes, yes, have to.
I would provide as evidence examples of pre-made replays where basing doesn't happen in 15 minutes. They can happen at 18, 22, and so on.
Well, you would obviously have to watch the related attributes of if they, let's say, invested in early denying the creep, if the Zerg actually connected to the 4 sides. For them, it doesn't have to be 15 minutes. Obviously, the game can go slower based on the skill of Zerg or strategies of survivors and so on. But my claim is basically that once the 4 edges are connected, the survivors very fast have to, if the hunter does proper job and they start clearing the map, the survivors very quickly have to base.
Can I say something? So when there is not an early base, it's usually one of these two. One, the survivors are losing hard. 2, the Zerg is quite bad that you can just win by pushing from all sides.
Yeah, those are the 2 extremes that like aren't majority of games.
Like,
Okay.
You made a base, but it got broken. And
Yeah.
they got quite fed from that.
So I agree with most of this. So what do you recommend as a solution? Slow down creep, change survivors. What are we recommending?
First one was slowing the creep. Second one was allowing Zerg to spawn the units faster. I mean,
wait, they spawn on like
Wait,
pretty
what
much
is that? What
instantly.
is that?
what? Not links, obviously, but this should help against those super early bases.
1 second, guys.
Oh, I see what he means. Like he wants like roaches to be like lanes. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I want
That was like a double negative. I kind of agree with it.
I wanted Sagara take damage when she go off creep.
That would be so minor or so major. Like there wouldn't be much in between.
By the way, all of these suggestions and shit, I wrote to Lume like want to do it.
I mean, I only propose the problem. I don't propose a solution. So.
Not enough minerals.
Do you have your own role now?
Not enough minerals.
It's general role, just no one else.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
He's
No one wants to help.
Not enough minerals.
So
No one wants to help.
Not enough minerals.
I would like to make improvements along all of these lines. Generally, where my disagreement comes in is I would argue that either the solutions cause other problems,
Not enough.
or the solution doesn't sufficiently address the issue.
Not enough
But it's
minerals.
important. I would say it's important to have a discussion about here is the problem I see. Get everyone to agree that that's a problem.
Not enough minerals.
Here is a solution, and make the argument that that solution solves the problem.
Not enough minerals.
Well, I know that those solutions have many implications. That's why I was saying that we should at least start discussion about it. Plus, I made several other points as well that slightly connect to it. What you didn't hear was that my second suggestion against dot early basing would be to actually how to say it? Since Zerk will be slightly weaker by not having that
Not
fast
enough
creep,
minerals.
he would gain on the other side the benefit of fast respawning units, which will help him break the super early bases, or he will be
Not enough.
it will be more punishable
Not
for
enough minerals.
people to let the Zerk in or like very close, because he will be able to spawn the units more and fight more effectively.
Great. So I think that solution causes more issues
For
because
example,
it tilts the power of balance between the hunter and defender to the hunter more so. One of the issues with the game, as I see currently, is that the hunter has more influence on the outcome than the defender does.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
wait.
that's kind of true in some
You mean
but kind of not in some
Hunter
situations.
Zerk versus Defender Zerk?
Correct. The hunter Zerg has more influence on the outcome of the game than defender Zerg.
I think
That's-
if the hunter's
that's-
decent, I'd
that
rather
will
be Zag.
also change by that other, because especially the Defender Zerk was completely APM wasting on creep,
Upgrade complete.
echoing, and very little APM could go to controlling units, sending units, and so on.
Complete.
But now with making the creeping and so less APM demanding or less efficient to base APM on it, he will actually do more offensive stuff.
Okay,
Plus,
we need more
we'll have
units.
suggestions
Uh,
for Zaga and Niagara. Specific.
There
Are
is
you guys
also
mini basing?
Yeah, just
there
a
is
mini base.
also the
We are just spacing.
Can you tell me or oh, neighbors don't kill me, don't kill me.
people have also pointed out that if we make creep weaker, then creeping will be useless, and top defenders prefer to see a game with creep in it.
Creeping, number one, creeping won't be useless. You can still creep, but circle-wise.
That's useless. If you don't hit an edge by a certain mark, like creep is utterly
Yeah.
useless.
Plus, it doesn't have to be completely slow. Like 20-minute mark is, I think, fine. Because at that point, depends on skill level of the survivors. But until 20 minutes, you can still fight and defend the creep quite solidly. Plus, that's addressed for Zagara / Niagara specifically in my suggestions.
Does he have DP? That's the question.
I mean, the defender would be able to play more offensively, or I would give Zagara additional defensive possibilities, which
Great.
I will say later.
So I have thoughts, but I would like other people's opinions on your solution, which is increasing the spawn rate of units from Kerrigan, from Hunter, and decreasing the creep rate from Defender. I don't know. Like I have my thoughts, but I would like the rest of the community to weigh in.
And that's all. It was just like one smaller part. There will be.
I know, but it took us. But think about this. If you put up 10 things on suggestions, no one will
They're all connected.
respond.
I mean, most of them
Okay.
are connected.
We have to
I have a
separate them.
question.
We have to separate them. You will not have a productive conversation if you
Oh.
say, everything is interconnected in this game, and there are 6 things that are broken, so we need to do these 9 things to fix it. Like we have to separate, because everyone will disagree.
Spend few hours thinking about it.
Because it's too easy to disagree. It's too easy to disagree if you say you have 9 problems. Someone agrees with 7 of them and doesn't agree with the other 2, and says your solution is too complicated. I'm not going to think about this, and no one responds. That's what's happening, right? Like it's too difficult for everyone to sit, think, and respond. It's easier if you say, let's target this. Let's target that.
That's why I never want public discussions, because people are lazy to even think about it.
No, it's not that people are lazy. You have to provide people with a very succinct suggestion, problem, recommendation. Like I follow them. People say you should do this, and make a good argument, and I will say yes. That does happen.
Why would
But you
people
can't just
spend?
make one. You need to make several to adjust.
Do them one at a time.
Why
One
would
at a
people
time.
spend so much time looking through your suggestions when they probably won't even agree with them? And like, it's just a waste of time for the people. You have to think about what they will do. They
That's,
can't
yeah,
just
that's exactly another, like, why would I?
yes. So maybe ask them what they would do instead. Like, you need the community to agree, but at the same time you need the community to actually read it.
You need the community. You need to justify why it's worth everyone's time to read your idea. Everyone has ideas.
Man,
Why are yours worth reading?
Okay, number 1, this is game. People play it for fun. Why would they spend like hours on Discord discussing some new stuff when it's not
People do that
their
all the
decision to
time.
make? They don't care about thinking this theoretical stuff.
If it's not the community's decision to make to change the game, then why is it yours? If we can't help change the game, why can you? Why are you different?
Because he knows how to use the editor, and you don't.
No.
No. Get wrecked.
Yeah, and that's
Got 'em.
literally
Of the
no, that's literally
suggestions are just stupid. Like majority of the
can't just-
suggestions are stupid or narrow-minded or let's
no.
say,
You can't just
don't
say,
help the
oh,
bigger
no,
picture.
that's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid.
I didn't
That's
say
not how it
anything
works.
that
Like,
You can't shut an idea. You don't shut an idea down by saying it's stupid. You actually have a conversation about it.
well,
yeah, you have to
I don't
deconstruct
just
the
say
idea.
it's stupid. I can summarize it by it's stupid and then point out.
Yeah, and we can do the same. We can do the same on your ideas.
Yeah, but give me the specifics on what's stupid there.
Well, I would need to know what change it would be, but also Guido. Okay, remove it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, can you put
where
in
was
the
I?
battle?
Yeah. And
Can you
third
look-
point was that I don't need to convince the community. The community doesn't decide or do the changes. I need Lume to start
No.
understanding.
There are sometimes I will make changes because I believe that they're good for the game, but there are certain directions I would always prefer to have community
feel like
feedback.
when people make 2 bajillion suggestions every day, it's hard to read all of them.
I agree.
Especially
Yeah.
when one of them makes it multiple pages.
If 200 people write a 5-page essay, no one's gonna read
I
all
also think that
5-page
you
essays.
don't have a good enough reputation for people to actually spend their time on reading your suggestions.
Okay, like I think that was a bit rude.
That's rude, I think.
Yes, I think
That's why
that's
I never wanted people to read it. I wanted Lume to read it.
Yeah, but I have limited time. This is not. Go ahead.
You occasionally spend like let's say 5 to 10 hours solving some class specific problem or some balanced problem that is so minor in the bigger picture compared to if you spend those like once a fucking month or a longer time. If you spend it on this core issue of the game, it would
Great.
move the game forward.
Tell me how to fix that. Convince me and I will do it. But you also need community discussion. You have to convince the community.
That's the problem. Like, how can you have community discussion on aspects that are so complicated?
By making it simple. All you have to do is make it simple, and
It's
people
not
will
simple.
talk.
You can't make simple something that's not
Yes, you can. You can make it multiple stages. You don't have to put everything together. You can make it in like first we do maybe this, then we do that, then we do that, instead of making everything at the same.
Yeah,
They are
just
connected.
if
In the
you
game,
just
it's
write one stage, it won't make sense to people unless you tell them the other stages as well.
Then
but
you
they-
make it
they
make
do too much.
sense.
think about like politicians who write laws.
Um,
The world
Yes,
is
that's why
extremely
all-
complicated.
That's
The
why
world
all
is
campaigns
so
are complete
complicated.
bullshit for dumb people because people can't fucking understand more than
You
Hmm.
get things done incrementally. You get things done because you make them simple for people to understand. You won't ever get anything done if you say world is complicated, read my 60-page document so you can understand how we fix the world. That will never change the world.
like most laws are pretty long. That's
Fatline.
basically what you have to do, make the law.
Fatline, I
complicated
think
law.
you are very closed in, and I don't think you are willing to accept that other people are right. I think that's the same as
They would
me.
need some like good arguments to use. I haven't really heard any
No,
argument against.
Putting Girosh and then
The difference is it's a country, and this is a game.
Well, it has many similarities, and for
Yeah,
it is
but
good for us that it's
the thing
simpler
is,
than leading
you
country,
need
but
to have the community's agreement. If the community doesn't want the changes,
just this
then
way.
what's the point in making them? Because the community is the ones playing the game.
my Discord fucked up.
Okay, so what I was saying is, you need the confirmation of the community because the community is the one playing the game.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they know the best what will be fun for you.
I
Or
don't
how to design the game.
that's fine, but I still need them to agree.
But if you wait, if the players wait, no. If you
You
play,
need to accept. You need them to accept it after they see it in practice. They will give it a try it a couple of times, and then if it
yeah, but then you
is
need to
playable
then you
and
need
so
to be
on.
ready to revert the change.
Yes, that's the ultimate argument for my suggestions. You can revert it anytime.
can we
Yeah,
put
okay.
in a new hero in the game? Is that possible?
It's not
I would
that
love
easy.
to. It takes a
I
lot.
know, because it will be unbalanced if something is common
No,
with
the
it,
thing
or
is, what will the new hero do? What is that we are
It will
missing?
be builder.
Yeah, but what kind of builder are we missing in the game?
No,
Base
no.
builder?
All you need
Can
to
we
know.
put in? Can we
Early
put
game,
in a?
late game?
I mean, I will spend some
what are we
time
missing?
on balancing it after I do all the
Can we
coding.
put in like a new support, a
Like,
battle
we still
cruiser?
need a
Discord is
goal
fucked
for
up
the
again.
builder. I don't think we can just put it up. I don't think it's.
Can we put in a battle cruiser, like
No.
multiple
It's
attacks,
not
but
that easy. It's just not that easy.
I
By the way,
know.
if we're talking new classes, please go to the info channel and look up the design document where I make a argument for why we're not going to have certain classes in the game ever. Like battle cruisers are things that will never be in the game.
because it have multiple attacks.
No, because
No.
it's air to ground. It's stupid. It violates positional.
So
tenets of-
profit is stupid.
No, you need positioning for profit.
That's why I shortened its range actually. I mean, you can have a battle cruiser like support if you really wanted to. You could, if you really.
I wasn't here last minute because Discord just didn't let me connect to this channel.
No,
So,
but it,
where did you move?
Jonas,
yeah.
the thing is, the case with the prop, you don't have infinite attacks. You have limited attacks and you need positioning, especially late game. But with the battle cruiser, you have infinite attacks early game. You can just follow Kerrigan / the hunter and just kill the links respawn.
Yeah, but you can. I mean, Hunter, you see, it can maybe have a time of reloading the bullets, and it doesn't have that much bullets, maybe.
I guess we just started talking about.
Oh god, I got Zerg.
Yeah, I think we should go to the main problem.
I'm not leaving voice chat because you guys aren't talking about game, by the way. Do you guys want me to leave voice chat? Because I got Zerg? Or are you guys gonna talk about basing spots?
Let's talk about suggestions.
Oh wait, I want Zerg. Sakara. No. Yes. Thank God.
Is Lumi here? He's
No, I'm here.
something. Well,
Right.
Like, no.
last point was making Zerg units spawn faster, which one of the reasons for it. I think you will have to spend less time spawning them. Number 2 is, I think, the fight of Zerg.
Why is that good? Why is it good is it just to reduce APM?
Number 1, it's like the APM.
I don't think the APM is the
Effort.
problem.
And I mean, if you add autocast, it's not about the APM. The higher better aspect is number 1. I think the yearly basing. Like, there are some compositions that are still not properly answered, where survivors can like make pretty OP yearly base.
Can we talk about one thing at a time? So I thought we were talking about the mechanical requirements to play Zerg effectively. Now we're talking about early basing. I recognize that they're both issues. Let's focus on one issue at a time.
I feel like they're both connected.
The APM and the early basing, can you try to disconnect them? I know everything's connected, it's the same game, but can you try to disentangle them?
Well, I already told you all my current ideas on how to make Zerg less APM.
Let's say it like this. In the meta, if you don't find the early base like 2 minutes when it's been made, you basically lost the game. And for that you have to pay attention to every ping in the map, which requires APM.
Okay, how do we solve that? I agree. How do we solve that?
I only propose the issue. I don't know the solution, sadly.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I agree with you.
Okay. Well, fixes for that.
Don't touch my car.
I'm literally making a suggestion on Discord, and I'll tabbing and creeping. So.
Number 1, I think in many situations, letting Zerg spawn those units faster would help, because basically you go there and try to bust in, and what survivors do is throw cheap units at you and kill whatever you spawn.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the basing spot's the main problem. Like the 20, the donut, the mid left, the mid right, and the top right.
Yeah, it's the same long corridor.
They have like
The bottom. That's the one that's closer to the bottom.
Yeah, but like I can put high DPS units on the low ground, and then we can like instant spawn tank units on the choke points, and that makes it like very hard for Zerg to break. Even.
Well, it will be better if it can spawn roaches a lot faster. Also, I think
But you could like instant kill the roaches. I agree that you should be able to make units faster, but like those spots also need to be nerfed.
No, I mean roaches maybe can get the faster.
Like, also, how to say? I would address this in specific heroes. I mean, Dihaka would still be weak against early basing until I would give him a Ravager, which would help.
Then why would I play anyone else? I'd rather have Ravager than Kerrigan with Actress.
Oh, you didn't know my suggestions for Kerrigan attackers. Obviously, the Ravager would have to be as a normal game, meaning not the huge range. It would need short range for the bios.
Plus, I think Survivor, like Ravager's already taken by Sukov, so it's kind of confusing when Zerg and Terrans have the same. Yeah, but if they shared the same model as a Survivor unit, that'd be very confusing. Oh no!
I think Stukov can change the model.
I'll just kill this.
It's only 5 guys.
Why does it need to be so complicated?
I also feel like the Swan and Stukov boss shouldn't stack the healing boss.
Oh, it should still because no one uses it.
No, it's been abused in the Premades.
How is it abusing?
In early basing, there's a Swan with healing aura and there's a Stukov. Like, just throw surveillance at them, especially Tarkus. Tarkus plagues and when the plague and they just heal up to full HP.
Well, let him heal up.
No, that's unbalanced.
Have you heard of one Baneling? One.
Yeah, you need multiple buildings, and that's like 5 minutes. That's gonna hurt your core quite a lot.
So since we are skipping from one topic to another,
No,
I
I'm
would,
only saying the problems about early base.
Yeah, but Hunter,
and I'm
Hunter,
slowly getting
early
to
base,
my suggestions about that.
This is so.
early base. No, wait. Early base also hurts survivor eco.
Yeah, I don't think
Because they
very
only
early
spam
base
units.
isn't like super broken unless there are major things in AoE. Like there are just
Oh, God.
some comps that are too strong. Like when you make Ascendant Pylon and repair that, that was super broken before roaches became tier 1. Now when they are tier 1, there is just need some gas, make roaches and focus those SCVs.
I'll be right back. I have to be
So
okay.
the early basing isn't broken, so just the help of faster spawning units should help against it. Also, giving specific options to hunter classes should help. Depends. Well, my second biggest point on how to make Zerg more fun was to actually make difference between the Zerg classes.
I don't think that'll solve it, but keep going.
Because right now, almost everything you do is the same, no matter. There's very little difference between the playstyle of your heroes. Like Nyadra, yes, is different, but she's very weak right now because of the strength of the creep pushing, and she's not good at creep pushing because she doesn't have the creep teleport. So also, like Dihaka is the different one right now. He's really bad at fighting armies, and he's good at sniping people. So like slightly stronger early game compared to the other hands. I like this part, and maybe like push it.
So okay, so here's a challenge I see with your argument. So you've said that they're too similar and that they should be more different, which is fine. But you just pointed out that 2 of the 5 Zerg heroes are different.
Yeah, and they are okay. The Haka is played, but Nada isn't played.
Okay, I see. So it's like it would count if they actually were played, but they're not really played. Okay.
The Haka like is one helpful another aspect, but the other ones could be differentiated as well.
Okay.
So since the Haka is slightly more early game and weak at fighting armies, I might slightly buff his start attack speed to like.
So is this you have to differentiate a balance conversation from a design conversation. You're saying if the statement that they're too similar and repetitive is a design conversation. Needing to buff early game is because he's too weak is a balance conversation. So if you're saying the design is okay, but you need to buff the unique ones, that's a different conversation than you need to fundamentally change everything because they're not unique enough. Does that make sense? Like they're different conversations.
But okay, so making the point that the Aka might want some help, and especially Nyadra, I will get to Nyadra. What was my point about Nyadra?
She can TP on creep and push creep.
Yeah, so whatever. Now the main difference I would make is Kerrigan and Takos, because like 2 main jobs of hunter is number 1. Any hunter can clear outposts and whatever, but the biggest differences come when you need to fight some bigger armies, or you need to reposition around the map and then snipe and actually kill someone.
Wait, Trypto, could you make an upgrade for Team Nova sentry turrets? Damage?
I don't think there is no upgrade for that.
No, can you like make an upgrade?
There is no upgrades.
There is no upgrade, but
I think it's intentional so that she's not strong.
I might do it. I haven't decided.
So I would differentiate the hunters based on this aspect that the Haka is basically mostly for just hunting and sniping people. It's not. I would just give him Ravager, which would be like mid-game against those early bases, so that I mean the early bases are really frustrating for him. So just to help against very early bases, but
So is this a
limited range.
Is this a balance issue? Is this a balance issue if Dahaka is too weak against early bases?
Well, I think it's annoying and boring even for the people that do those bases. Yeah, that's balance issue.
Is the like I know they're all connected, but it's easiest to talk about and easiest to convince someone if you make a clear and simple argument. Like you could say, for example, early bases cause a lot of problems in the game. I agree. Let's fix that. Like that is easier than that may be easier. That may solve more of your problems at once.
Yeah, but if I want to solve it by changes to all hunters differently, then I will need make.
Okay, so suggest one change. Suggest one change that will help against early bases.
For the Haka, give him Ravagers.
So the reason I'm not going to do Ravagers, so one of the reasons I can't do that is Stukov already has Ravagers. So
you can change his Ravagers because they don't use Bile.
Okay, so you're saying give Biles.
Yeah, the Biles are the main thing.
I mean, like...
So I've deliberately designed the game so that the emphasis of Kerrigan, the way that Kerrigan fights, is not distant siege units. Like
yeah, that's why I said you need to reduce the range. So it's only useful against those early bases. Like if you put range 4 to it, all ranged units of survivors are all ranged.
Well, why can't you make roaches?
Wait. So wait, if the range is
because
too
you need
long...
some AOE against and Selendis. That the whole point of early basing is spamming a lot of trash units.
Great, so let's fix trash units. So there are two ways to do it, right? You can get AoE to carry, or you can fix the trash units.
There's other ways at early base though.
Wait.
Okay.
So if the Ravager's Bile have too much range, it will just in a base, like donut, on the side, you can just bio their eco.
Yeah, that's why I say that you need only max 4 square range, which won't touch the code with a lesser range than Roach.
Unacceptable command.
Or that other idea was giving Roaches a lot of splash damage. Yeah. That was there many times.
I want to keep the game as close to possible as the ladder, so people aren't like, wait, roaches do splash damage? That's unusual. I want to keep units as close to the original ladder version as possible for reusing them.
Yeah, that also reminded me, I realized that much easier introduction to the game would be if starter class was Selendis.
Oh, Selendis is a harder class.
No, then Ascendant? Have you played the guide? Have you played the Ascendant guide?
Nope.
So play Ascendant, type -guide on, and it will show you. So every game, when someone new joins, they have to play Ascendant.
I mean, I know there is guide, but even the new people, I still see them not understanding that they should attack rock.
No, literally, the guide says the third objective is use your cloud to attack a rock. That is the third objective that is presented.
Yeah, but I still see so many people fail it.
Oh, I know. So let's talk about how to revise it rather than. Well, I mean, I guess you could say Selendis is easier to do. I don't think so, though. I think
they would. I don't say Selendis is easier, just that they would understand it more. It's just Protoss, you know.
Let's stay on one topic. It's, like again, you.
That was big, by the way. So, Trypto was saying that there are another strategies to early basing.
Yeah, you can have just like 2 tank units at the top and like just defend that.
You can dash through.
The problem is you can now defend like a huge area with like a 4 tile choke point, where in the past you needed like a huge 20 tile choke point. So that means you had to eco, or you had to base way later. Like if I said we should base at like like a spot that's not OP,
What
like
big
nobody would
units
do
are you
it.
talking? Because
Like anything, like Black Hammers, Aberrations, Odins.
like I don't think you can get them that yearly base. Like,
I mean, you can get them at like 8 minutes if you wanted to.
Maybe for the black card, but not for the Odin. I don't think you can get Odin at that early.
well,
Why
you can make one and
just-
then renew it.
Wait, Lumi, what was the reason to like remove Mad Max and the whatever the
No,
name
wait.
is of the scientist fall down troops? Like Gavin, Mad Max.
Yeah, so I got rid of those because I didn't have a clear idea of how they were supposed to be useful for the game.
Mad Max was broken. It was
Well,
constantly
I
stuck.
wrote you idea about it by the way, but you ignored it as well.
Vatline, you've had an idea on everything in the game, and I appreciate that you've thought through it all. But if you don't make it easy, there's a reason why I don't read it. It's not because I ignore it, it's because there's too much for everyone to read.
Well, back to that early basing. I was talking more about the super early bases, like per 5 minutes. I think when the early base is like 8 to 10 minutes, it's already at the state where Zerg. I mean, most people started all around the game, which means that the Zerg got some gas, got some economy going. So if people early base between 8 to 10 minutes, it's not that unbalanced and unfun, because the Zerg can still like go over the rest of the map, macro, and then attack when he gets some army. It's not like the start of the game where he doesn't have almost any tech, almost any army, and there everyone is totaling in that 4-minute base. That was the most like unfun meta I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would like to fix early basing. And still, I would like to fix it in a way that is not that keeps Kerrigan's attacking style the same. Like you have to run in
I
with.
think the most healthy and helpful right now would be allowing the fastest spawning retreat.
I agree. Solid will do that. I'm going to do that.
Like, just when it will be more punishing if the Zerg got there, and he often gets close enough and gets there to be in range. He just needs to spawn the units faster than the survivors kill it, and the survivors that early don't have that much damage. He just needs to spawn those ranged units a bit faster to actually push it.
Super, why did you leave?
It's late. It's 11.
Well, and we again went away from my topic of differentiating the hunters and even the defenders.
That is what will make the game fun. Let's focus on early basing. Like let's focus on 1 or 2 issues, get them right, and then move on.
Okay.
Unless you think the faster unit thing is enough to fix it, I'll do that. I don't think that'll fix it.
If you also fix, basically not let SCVs repair pylons. That's the only thing where you can base like every 5 minutes before there gets an eco.
Okay, well,
No.
that's not really abused in Premades or in other bases. It's like a fun strategy that's been used for fun.
So the
Except it's
thing-
not fun.
I mean,
anyway.
I have fun while using it.
No,
I don't know about other people.
whether or not something is fun is determined less by the person doing it and what the counterplay looks like. Like I emphasize, games being fun is about it being fun to play against strategies, not it being fun to play them. It's easy to make strategies that are fun. It's hard to make strategies that are fun to play against.
So, any more segments
reduce
about early bases?
You can
Oh.
reduce the repair rate, so you can still do the SCV cloud cheese.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the pylons need to have a higher repair rate. I've thought about that. Any thoughts?
Higher?
Wait, what?
Sorry, no, like higher repair time, slower repair rate.
I don't know. Isn't
May-
it, you can configure it for a specific unit?
What are you talking about? Sorry? I wasn't paying attention.
Repairing Protoss pylons.
Yeah.
Ascendant pylons.
What
You
about
can
it?
configure fuel units.
I mean, I would probably just disable it straight away.
So
Disable pylon repairing?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
it's only used for this one.
Can we suggest that in suggestion? Can you suggest that to the rest of the community? See if they agree.
What?
You remember this Stimic when Stimic tried to make an early base, right?
Oh yeah, Lumen.
Yeah. So the thing. No, wait, Hunter. Shut up. So you can make an Eris wall or Eris compound. Carry? Yeah, and if Carry storms behind, you can have nomads with PDDs, so it will be unbreakable.
No,
Wait,
no,
What?
Wait, what?
no, that's not it.
Yes.
No. The thing is, you can do the same with Ares, with your mining compounds.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Just said that.
Yeah, what's up with PDD?
When the Kerrigan storm behind the SUVs will die.
Yeah, PDD don't block Kerrigan attacks.
Don't?
No.
Only ranged.
Didn't you
Well,
know
that's
that?
noob.
Didn't you
No.
know that?
There's a reason why I'm gold.
You can technically the counter is bringing Zagara with you, but you can have like 6 nomads spamming PDs for that.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's all the thing you're talking about. We'll chip the Hoggy League wave 1.
They sent a marine. Plus my temporal builder kind of sucks.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah.
I think you should just lower a CV repair rate in general.
Yeah.
Not the big stuff.
What?
I think just lowering the rate's better.
Only OP for few super.
Still, if it's OP, we should nerf it. I like concepts like SCVs in general repair the game too fast. That's a more elegant solution than here are 5 units that needs to repair more slowly.
But on the other side, like if Scientist wants to somehow defend, then the repair is absolutely irrelevant because his buildings have like 500 HP.
Kerrigan, what? Luminous? I typed what was the bug.
Can I get the role dreaming about getting platinum?
No?
I mean, only Odin is fat enough to block the whole 4 square corridor.
True.
And Black Hammers you need 2, I think.
You can build 4 pylons. Literally.
2 pylons.
Is it 2? Yeah,
And 4 square corridor, yes.
Wait.
But this
You
pylons
can just
block more.
you can place a black hammer, 2 pylons, and repair them. That will also work. Like he's standing in the middle with 2 pylons
well,
with the left and right.
Odin is really good for DP as well. Pylon tanks, Odin can just
Odin's.
DPS down Kerrigan.
Yeah, plus tanking and can
But
get
also,
repaired.
like when the units can spawn faster, it's already like solved because the Haka can dash through Black Hammer or just make those roaches to kill the SCVs.
Hmm.
There is
You just
silence,
mass like 100
there is-
SCVs. It costs like no minerals.
uh,
Like, have you seen like QQL play Ares? He just makes like 1,000 SCVs with a what's it called? A Warhound army, and like it's like unkillable until Somps. But he does it like so early in the game.
I think families can now deal with it.
Yeah, I mean
That's a different
again,
problem.
That's the 8-minute situation where Zerk already has options. Like he can dash through and spawn the units inside, or just Bane bust it and stuff. Well, from AR angles, he should already have Pegas. I mean, there are many options on the other units. This was just about those early pilots. Like, all those repairs are only good for this like pre-10-minute basing, but afterwards the repair is just lasting less slow. Unless, yes, you make 50 SCVs for each.
No. Even with 3 attack, the Haka can't break the Ascendant Pylon wall with being repaired.
Yeah.
But like you can do the same thing with.
Shouldn't broad force it. They should do something.
But there's more OP stuff than that, like just repairing Odins. Like, cause the Odins like already do so much damage.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted. It's a specific problem for the Haka, because Kerrigan can storm and also have dash. Takras, I would suggest in other things, but for the Haka, that's why, like, for those pre-10-minute bases, I suggested Ravager for him, even with not that big range, but to have 4-range small AoE, it would help extremely against both SCV repairs and spam of trash units. And would also, not be OP later in the game when survivors get enough range damage that they will just kill Ravager.
Yeah, I think my game crashed.
And if builders build out of the base, you can, roll those buildings.
Oh.
My game just hard crashed. You guys can kick me.
Maybe another game.
Like, these are the only cases where repair is used. In other cases, it's super weak.
Can I go back to why Zerg being not fun? I have one idea.
Okay.
I feel like the game is shaped around survivors. You don't really have much power around that. Like,
Yeah, that was another of my points in that long text that no one read. That basically Zerg hopes that survivors make mistakes.
Fatline, if I wrote you a 5-page essay, would you read it?
Depends on what's the topic.
On Kerrigan Survival 2. Like, if multiple people did that to you all the time, would you read them?
I
Like,
have
after a
all the
certain
time.
point.
You're not the only one writing to me, Fatline.
Yeah, like, you can't... Like, there's too many players, and this is, like, a game where, it's free to play, one developer, basically.
Yeah, but how many of them will actually implement it by themselves, huh?
What the hell?
can he know that you're one of them, or some random dude is one of them?
I told him. That's why I told him.
I feel like just try to make them smaller. That's the problem.
Oh, long cost.
Well, also to another point, to actually make some variants into the game. My point was that Takras should be very strong against bases.
He is.
So, not that strong. Number one, the plague. It only affects units that are there at the time, but if the survivors just spam more units, it doesn't do much. Plus, I still don't understand the reason why it doesn't damage the shield. It just makes him, for no reason, weak against half of the classes. So I would make the plague damage shields, and instead of making it one time apply to all units, make it a zone. So that it damages all the units in some zone where you place it.
Like slime?
So the reason I disagree with that is because Dark Swarm is already... So both Dark Swarm and Plague are very strong zoning spells. Dark Swarm is a zone.
Against bases, that's my whole point that Takra should be ultimately strong against bases, but he will be weak as he is now against, getting map control because he's super slow. He has problems killing someone. I would remove the slow, and so on.
You don't need the
This is the
hunter for
Takras
map control. I think Thackrus has the most map control because he has the most unit supply.
Yeah, you can just spam 50 supply of things all the game.
Yeah, because like the hunter's limited their movement speed. If you try and rely on the hunter for map control, as any hunter, you're gonna lose it versus a good team. But if you rely on like multiple groups of small units like Pigless, that's how you get map control. So like Thackrus is the best at map control, in my opinion. It's just like Kerrigan is stronger for some bases, like energy-based bases. Like versus a ton of Scions and Prophets and stuff. Like Kerrigan can be a little bit better there. And you can do like ZBT strat where you just run in, you just keep dashing in to kill all the eco. And then you TP out. And just do it over and over. So that you get feed and the survivors are behind.
I mean,
Wait, who set this up?
That was talk about Kerrigan.
Oh, you can't autocast. You can't autocast spawning.
What?
What are you saying?
I wanted to make it so that you could autocast the creation of units from carry. I don't think you can.
Wait,
you know,
in Zerg hacks, in buildings, in barracks, you can autocast production. Right?
Yeah, there should be more autocastable stuff too.
They set it up as abilities. They didn't set it up as trains. Oh, that's
Blue, red, teal.
Also,
Blue, red, teal.
a small balance to the faster and auto spawning. I don't know. It seems like the Zerg, which is spawning units, like stops for a short while, and I would maybe increase the duration of that stun or slow. I mean, probably root, so that you can't just run around people from too many units.
Wait, what? You have to stun? You stun carry for a second to spawn something?
Not second. I mean, I think she already like stops or slows when the units come. I don't know if it's just the collision messing up.
I think it's like it's the 16 frames in the game. I think it frames 1/60. You slow down 1/16. I don't think there's any way to avoid that because you're casting an ability at that time. I might be wrong.
I'm just pointing out that if the faster spawning is too OP for some situations, maybe you might wanna give her some slow, for example, when she's spawning units, so that she can't run around people spawn.
Oh, I see. No, I don't think so. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an upgrade for faster spawn.
I think balance can always come later. Like it's just more about design.
Yeah, that's also the first thing I said in the text. That
Yeah.
first thing should be making the game fun and then balancing the numbers to fit the.
No, agreed. Completely agreed.
I have a question. Why can Hunter take control from Zagara but not the other way?
This was a vote that the community took about a year and a half ago on how shared control should work, and most people agreed that it was worse to have a trolling. It was worse to have an interfering Zag than it was to have an interfering Hunter, and that you needed control as a Hunter.
I mean, I can win a game alone with Zagara with a trolling Hunter, but I can't win with a trolling Zagara because Zagara can just keep on FD.
He's saying
you can't
that
stop
too.
them from moving its own units.
Yeah.
This is just about if you can, not be controlled.
Yeah. I mean,
And Hunter needs to control Zagara quite often if he wants to snipe someone over two.
or scam.
But Zagara shouldn't really have a reason to control Hunter.
I mean, I like the F2 kinda really a little bit, but I think it's okay generally.
No, it's often necessary. Luckily, most people don't do it. Well, it's more about the punishment system in general, but I think the first step should be making Zerg more fun, then there will be much less trolls on the like the proper sequence is first trying to make the Zerg fun.
I've spent 4 years trying to make Zerg more fun. It is very difficult to do for this game.
Well,
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's not difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah. I wonder what are those wrong essays. Maybe there are some useful stuff.
Impossible has taken to sending me a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I'm not reading that.
Yeah, he hasn't even played the game. He has no game sense.
Man, he was one of the first people to say the real issues.
No, he has no
His
game.
suggestions were very questionable, but I hear most big issues just from him.
He's selfish with gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about his, I don't know.
No, he has a very
whatever.
big lack of like understanding the game, of game understanding.
I think he likes his facial style and some of his very broken stuff, but that doesn't mean that he's not right in some.
No. Have you seen him play? He literally just makes one outpost and he tries to hide his eco. One eco spot, never multiple. And like when it doesn't work, he just leaves. Because it's like, it's such an easy shot to beat as Zerg.
Year, but I mean, I've seen him do like 3+ ecos on Ascendant a year ago, so I don't know what you're
I've just never seen him carry like a Premade or anything.
because he just stopped tryharding a long time ago.
He's impossible. American or European?
He's Russian, I think.
I think he's Russian.
Well, that's irrelevant to this topic.
I don't really see him play in EU, so maybe he plays in NA.
No, he doesn't. He just checks his review every day.
No, he does play on NA. He plays with Absence.
I don't see him ever.
No, I did him in Discord too. I thought he was like a...
I played with him yesterday. And it's like the fourth time I played with him in live in this month.
Oh, really?
He plays NA.
Wait. What do you mean by share eco?
Like, you'd have one big pool of income. Well, but like, you'd have the same minerals and gas as Zagara.
Yeah, but what about spending? Like, if he spends it on...
Yeah, if he spends it, you'd spend it. Like, literally, there's not many ways to spend it wrong, in my opinion, as long as people are spending their money.
you mean like spamming links?
If they're good enough to... that's still fine. Like, I really think that's a buff for, like, any situation. Like, if they're good enough to spend their money...
Eco faster. It would definitely make the eco faster if they played any, like, brain like, much faster. Insanely fast.
What?
It would be a huge buff.
Yeah, and it's a design change. You can nerf the eco. Like, okay, the extractor buff was probably more than that. Was probably a bigger change than that, though.
It was much less.
I think people don't understand how big of a difference like exponential eco is.
Yeah, that's the reason. Because with this change, you will, like, on average, make every eco structure twice faster than you will.
You would increase the staggering, yeah, I would agree. But I mean, like, you can nerf the eco.
It's question if it will be fun. I think it might devolve into some strategies that the defender does all the ecoing while the hunter doesn't care about eco at all.
I mean, but like, it doesn't matter who builds the buildings as long as someone does.
Yeah, that's the point. It will devolve into this, like, it's retreat mode.
And
that's bad for the defender because
That's not a bad thing. Like, it's not that long. It doesn't take that long to make eco. As long as someone does it. It's nice.
I mean, the stage of the game has evolved that the defender just gets all upgrades and the hunter just constantly ecos.
No, the hunter gets units.
Yeah, ecos and gets the units, yeah.
I don't think either one should get eco.
That will fuck you up in the long run.
No, your eco is feed. Like, did you guys see, like, the game I played last against you? I got 2-2-2 by 14 minutes. And I had, like, the 2-2 upgrades by,
I had 2-2 in the same minute that you.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you don't need eco.
that hard in ecos. I mean, if you don't have eco, how far are you gonna get the upgrades?
That's how you get the upgrades. You get it from feed. That's why I don't lose a Zagara.
I usually get one hatch sheet and plus one, then get 2 more, and then do the plus 2. So I can lingual then make more extractors.
I mean, just first half minute sending patrols everywhere is usually very big boost for the eco.
I don't really like making patrols still.
I mean, the first few minutes are the biggest fun of the item of kickstarting your economy. It's like the biggest economy difference in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like patrolling.
No, getting as much gas as you can in the beginning of the game matters so much.
Plus, it even gives you like level 2 faster, which is also important for everyone.
Does Zora have child or something? He has to do color. No.
Oh, my teammates upgrading his spawners. Yeah.
Funny part, in my suggestions, I also suggested that when the grass spawns, there will be ultimate for creep tumors to have some creep start.
No, I've been saying that for a long time too. Like in most games, like in Zerg hacks, like you start off with a ton of creep, and creep is more of a mid and late game thing. But yeah, I agree. Okay. Two. Oh.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. So more overlords.
I still don't know why he can't read it. I made it really short. Less than 2 pages. Is no one else listening?
What?
I mean, we didn't get to the changes, so I should have Kerrigan. I mean, I basically wanted Takaras to be about like fight for map control and like basically denying bases by making him super strong in bases.
I mean,
What?
I already think he's the strongest at map control and all that.
Yeah, but only thanks to his supply. You can just remove I mean, reduce his starting supply and he'll be same or much weaker than other hunters because he doesn't have the hunting skills. I mean, I would also remove his teleport and slow so that he's like really weak against this, but buff is like base busting. And yes, play AoE plus Dark Worm plus like giving Primal or that would be very strong AoE. Well, the main thing I would try, I mean, I thought about it one time ago, but it's complicated. I would like him to have Nidus, but it would only be like Zerkian buildings are only living on creep. This would be the reverse, that it would be only living outside of the creep, so that Zagara couldn't defend it. There couldn't be any spines and shit. And
That seems very way more.
It seems what?
It's like a win more thing. Like if you already have map control, it's gonna be OP. But if you don't,
he wouldn't have map control without it. I mean,
no, like
you mean if
it's a win more thing.
Well, that I mean, let me finish. It wouldn't be cheap.
Yeah, that sounds. It's like a win more mechanic.
It will help you a lot more to control some parts of the map.
Yeah, if you already have map control, it's gonna be very OP. If you don't have map control, it's gonna be very easy for survivors to deny it.
Like, yeah, in general, yes. That's why I'm saying that Takras will basically force different plays from.
No, it's a win. Do you know what a win more mechanic is?
Basically, snowballing.
Yeah, that's gonna snowball things that are already victories.
But the point is, he will most likely be weak without it. That's why I would remove all his other map control, aspects.
So you're just making him a win more hero. Like I don't think it's this. Like you're making him rely on a win more thing.
By making him rely on map control and denial. Like practically he would get 1 max 2 before like 10-15 minutes, and it would be a huge objective point for survivors because he would like need to keep some units there, and it would be a huge reward if they killed it.
Oh.
What game are you in?
I'm in the Zerg Hex gang. Oh.
How long is this game?
Wait, I'm the Zerg. Trying to pay attention.
Can you stream Tryptophan?
I'm trying to play.
There you go.
It's a pretty close game.
Huh?
The game I'm playing.
Oh. Yours there?
Yeah. My teammate like all in, which means I had no income. But like his all in was way stronger because I ecoed.
What you meant spawners, you mean?
What?
You mean you meant full spawners?
He went like upgraded spawners. Which I hate when people do that.
You test it again.
What?
Maybe you made an error, maybe it actually works. Can you test it again?
Spawners? Upgrade spawners? You have less spawners and you have less income. There's nothing to test. Let's check up the Buddha.
Wait, you work, right?
Yeah.
You tell me when you can stream.
Actually, I've been streaming on YouTube this whole time.
Oh.
Who is So What's Up? Because he's in our party. And he's actually been...
He's an FPS player.
I know. He actually did pretty well this game. I kind of ignored him. I'm kind of regretting it.
Can you ignore your chat?
What?
You should title.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm in a game.
Are these T-Roll Marines? Really?
Oh my god.
30-minute T-Roll Marine push. Legendary.
Okay. Wait, why? Oh my god, they're so dumb. Oh, I see. I hear one Ravager's fine. This guy would not expect mass mainly, would he? I have a better idea though. I forget to do this a lot when I'm behind.
Spinnings are more effective than Omegalas. Changed my mind.
I've tried it before, it doesn't work at all.
Hey, well, in context, I feel like this massive total
Who's OP?
spinning out better. Changed my mind. Spinning out the god of this game.
You like this chat?
Oh, infested feeding. There's other delay in the stream. Oh, spell powers. It's a bit cancer, but I think
I think it's gonna kill everything.
I mean, if you add Hydras to kill the tons attacking them. Yeah.
Oh, he left. I didn't get to do it.
How much HP do they have?
What?
How much HP does the spore columns have?
I don't know. And I don't think it matters because they're just squishy units that have high range. Wait, was he also the other Zerg? No.
Can you stream now?
I've been streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a 40-second delay.
Yeah, but I'm also... Like, if I stream on 2 places, it's gonna make me lag. You could join our games instead of trying to backseat play.
I will need to go sleep in a moment.
Oh, that's right. What time is it there?
2 AM.
Okay.
I mean, unlike some people, I have a sleep rhythm, so...
Yeah, yeah. I have a sleep rhythm too. It's just very late right now.
I mean, Zibit just sleeps at 7 AM and wakes up at 7 PM, so... It's weird. I can sleep. I can wake up early now, so.
The main problem is I sleep in too much, and then
My problem is that I cannot sleep. I just babble like for 3 hours and then sleep for 3 hours and then the other way around.
Yeah. March 22nd. Huh. Alright, need to not be AFK. I assumed my Terrans were kind of newbie, so I built proxy spawners. And they ended up dying, so that put me behind.
What a way to win, assuming your opponents are bad and playing with it.
But
That's
if
so dirty.
why it's not like healthy?
Insufficient rescue gas. Our SCVs are under attack. Our ally
Who cares?
is under attack.
Ah.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. Base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked. Insufficient
Alright,
gas.
this is fine.
Our allies are being attacked. 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 Base is under attack.
Oh shit.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. Base is under attack. Our allies
Sweet. Roaches.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. under attack. Upgrade complete. Our allies are being attacked. Base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Base is insufficient rescue gas. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Oh.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. attack. Our allies are being attacked. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being Our allies are being attacked. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked.
What's going on? Yeah, whatever.
Base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Our allies are being attacked.
Sure thing. Rather
Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked. Insufficient rescue gas. Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked.
sure.
Upgrade complete. Not enough energy. Upgrade complete. Our allies are being attacked. 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 Not enough minerals. Our allies are being attacked.
Got it. I feel ya. Been waiting on you. By the numbers, boys. Who wants some?
Our allies are being attacked.
Go ahead. Been waiting on you.
Our allies are being attacked.
Got it. By the numbers, boys. What's going on?
being gas. Our allies are insufficient rescue gas. Insufficient Vespine gas. Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Armed and yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who wants some?
Our allies are being attacked. Upgrade complete.
By the numbers, boys.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
You gonna give me orders?
Upgrade complete. Our allies are being attacked. Upgrade complete.
Yes, sir. This better be good.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
You gonna give me orders?
Upgrade complete. Insufficient Vespine gas. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
That's fine. Temple. Been waiting on you.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Armed? This better be good.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. 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 Upgrade complete.
Armed and ready.
Our allies are being attacked.
Numbers, boys. Can't. Big job, huh? Yep. Yes, sir. Move it. Been waiting on you.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked.
Go ahead. Been waiting on you.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Our allies are being attacked. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. being attacked.